And hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tarda Zone Live. As promised, we've got one of three videos for you. I've already recorded my reaction to Lower Decks. I will actually have it up after tonight's live stream panel that we're going to be having. We're going to have a couple of guests. So we're only going to be here for about 15 minutes. Then I'm going to set up another link. And we're going to be on then again with a panel. Okay, so let's bring on our guests real quick. Obviously, we're here for Star Trek Lower Decks Second Contact. What's the name of the story? Don't even get me started. But we'll bring him on. He's a human. Yeah. But he's got a problem. It's problem being.
Hello.
Welcome
to me. How are you doing? Yeah. I'm good. You know, trying to avoid Twitter as much as possible, but that's about it.
Yeah, you're better off, mate. You're better off. So you see what happened last night. You're better off.
Oh, what happened last night then? I was having my own thing.
Remember the picture that was sent to me and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I had a picture sent to me as well. It was not pleasant.
Yeah. Anyway, let's forget about that because we're here for the disaster. What the hell is that? The disaster that is Lower Decks. So I don't know where to start. Right? Where do you want to start? Because there's plenty I could rip apart on this. Listen, number one, I would say if you're looking for comedy,
this isn't it.
Right? If you're looking for comedy, if you're looking for sci-fi, this isn't it. If you're looking for man bashing for 26 minutes, this is for you.
Pretty much. That's pretty much all it was.
What are your thoughts on this absolute rubbish that Gene Roddenberry would be spinning in his grave, even having the name Star Trek attached to it? What is your opinion, anyway?
Well, speaking of that, I mean, Gene Roddenberry, when he was away from the original series of Star Trek, came back to find there were too many jokes in the actual series, and he was like, "What the hell's going on?" He was not happy. Mm-hmm. You know, he didn't like all that kind of tongue-in-cheek kind of humor thing. I think he would be appalled by this. Not that there is any actual humor in it. It so tries to be funny. It tries to take all the sort of modern comedy animated tropes, and falls flat every single time. And I don't know if it's the way it's written or the delivery or both. Probably both, because everyone speaks so fast and they're speaking over each other that it obfuscates what's actually in the script, really. And it's so visually sort of overpowering because you've got all these things going on and sort of all this, I don't know, black goo flying around everywhere. And the story is like they've got this thing where they have to make second contact. So another team's made first contact. So you've got to meet these guys on the lower deck. You meet the new recruits who's shown around. And then they get beamed down to this planet to sort of pick up where the advanced team left it. And you've got this girl who's sort of like a bit rogue.
Oh, she's a Super Ray. She's a Super Ray of this second show.
Yeah, and she's so moral, you know, like she does all this crazy stuff, but she does it because she's got a heart of gold, you know, that kind of shit. And the guy who's like a stickler for the rules, gets the butt of every single joke. Yeah. He's only there to be bashed upon, really, and to be made a fool out of. And he's like all the guys are either like these massive jocks, or you got like these guys who are super nerds, and that's it. And the girls are all like empowered and you know, super important, and you know, woman of science, got that trope in there. You've got the crazy ladies in charge of everything. Then you got the boss woman, you know, the captain who's like super cool, and that she loses her shit with her husband, and the husband's like, I'm just not having any of this. And he's an admiral. And the jock guys are just sort of very 2020 in their yo bro kind of thing, and it's just so.
Oh, by the way, Star Trek was always diverse and stuff, but it was never forced. In this, even though it's animation, it's forced. It's in your face. It's like, look at us. We're wearing our Black Lives Matter badge with honor. Look at us. Look how diverse we are. And the men, every single man in this show is a joke.
Is either toxic or just, you know, a complete fool. And all the women are just like rolling their eyes. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And you notice when the man, well, what was his name? When that fucking fella down the lower deck, so I forget his name because he's that bored.
I can't remember a single
one. His best things were about the ship, where the warp core, things that you'd expect, you know, from a geeky scientist fella. But the girl, hers was the bar, the holodeck, and stupid stuff like that.
Oh, the holodeck, where she's all the naked men, and she's got that face.
Up down.
She's got that face, and she's looking at all the naked men that are in a holographic gym. And if it was reversed and done the other way around, you know full damn well that there would be complaints ringing off the hook to CBS Access, you know, going, this is misogyny, and I'm clutching my pearls, I'm fucking offended. But hey, it's all right because it's naked guys, so that's fine. Because, you know, that's very Star Trek to have.
Is it better or worse than Discovery, Daniel Lass? Holy shit.
It's not even like, okay, Discovery isn't Star Trek, but this is not Star Trek. You know, this is not Star Trek, rather. This is just like another level of not Star Trek.
But this is just another joke. This is not Gene Roddenberry's, and you will hear a Jordan me reaction. This isn't Gene Roddenberry's vision whatsoever. This is actually, listen, the man will be spinning in his grave if he's saying this crap. It wasn't even funny though. That's the thing. If it had been at least funny, I'd be saying, okay, it's not Star Trek, but it was funny. This isn't even funny. It tries to be funny, but
all it's doing is relying on familiarity, member berries. Okay, so you've got like something that resembles a Starfleet ship. You've got something that resembles a Starfleet uniform. You've got something that resembles Starfleet gear, like the phasers and the transporters and all the rest of it. You've got something that resembles Star Trek because they mentioned Star Trek-y things. Oh, look, I've made a Star Trek mention-y thing. And then you've got the music, the theme tune. But it's so clumsy. It's like they turn up at, like at the opening titles, they turn up at a battle with the Borg, shoot one phaser and turn around and leave. Yeah. And it's like, oh, wow, that's so brave and interesting and exciting. Not. I mean, there was a funny moment, I think, when in the opening titles, it's only in the opening titles that I found anything remotely amusing, was when they're flying. You see the ship coming into frame, and at their back, it's got like this alien thing sucking.
Oh yeah.
Cell. And I thought that was amusing.
Before they actually
started
towards the bar cubes, see the bar cubes and turn around.
Yeah.
The intro. This is all in the intro. They basically go towards when I have to say I didn't mind the credits as much until they start doing all that ridiculous crap. But I did think that was funny. I agree with you with that one. But
I mean, I didn't break a smile, but no. I thought, oh, that's quite amusing.
Well, listen, wait, you even here, right? For 20 minutes of live reaction, right? I don't even laugh once.
It's so gobbled, like all this stuff, everything. She's so irritating. They made her so annoying because she's just like, oh god, shut up for 5 seconds. Oh my god! And the guy is just like so useless, and he's there. He's like, he's put in charge to look after him by the captain, who's her mother. I didn't know this until it's pointed out to me afterwards, because by that point I'd zoned out because I couldn't follow what was being said half the time, and I gave up giving a crap because it was just so stupid and maniacal. It's like written by people with ADHD for people with ADHD. It was a mess. And what jokes? I mean, it was just situational attempts at comedy, but it was so contrived. And it was just I couldn't.
You just don't know what they're doing. But
because you've got so much going on, you're just zoning out all the time, and it's just like I can't focus on this.
The worst part wasn't actually the episode itself; it was what's to come. Because do you know what they did? They name dropped, right? Actually, at the end of this episode, they name dropped Zulu, name dropped Spock, right? During the trailer, then, right? They wait until right at the end of the trailer, and what do? Is he fucking kidding? Right? They drop another F-bomb. They just don't care. These are people that just don't understand the show, understand the way it's supposed to be written, and understand that it's supposed to, as I said, right, you will hear me, I do say this, you know, fans expect a certain standard, right? Now, if they get below that standard, fans don't mind them as much. You know, Voyager wasn't the greatest show on there, but people will put their hands up and say it did have certain good episodes, and people will agree on those, right? This doesn't even reach anywhere near Voyager standards, let alone any other shows.
There was one scene that actually kind of made me jump, and that was where they come out the lift and they just see these zombies sort of turn around because there's a bunch of zombies. And they go, ah, and they sort of run in. I was like, oh, crap. Okay,
that part, yeah. There was the thing. I was even saying it, and you'll hear me say it. Why didn't they concentrate on the fucking ship and the stuff that was going on? Because that was actually interesting.
But they had the love story, you know, between the cyborg, the freshly minted cyborg guy, and this girl who was just like, they thought they were really good for each other, and then he doesn't understand why she's not interested in why the door didn't behave in a certain way, and she just like rolls her eyes, and then she wanders off. And it's just like, oh, and then you can see this budding relationship is going to happen with him and the green girl now, the new girl on the thing. It's just like amaze balls, everything amaze balls. Oh god, it's just so hyper. It's like this. Whoever wrote this, whoever put this together,
was one asset.
Is like a teenager who's got ADHD, who's on Ritalin or something, and is just off the fucking hook. It's just like this is crazy stuff. But it's not crazy good crazy, you know. It's just like you need to take some speed or something to calm yourself down, you know. Have some amphetamines and that'll chill you the fuck out.
You know what annoys me about this though, Lee? They put out 2 mediocre shows, right, in Discovery and Picard, and this was their chance. Even though there was fans out there very skeptical about this project, you know. There were still Star Trek fans out there that were still willing to give this.
Well, they shot their load 3 times. I mean,
exactly.
You get some people
fans
like
of Star Trek now need to realize. Listen, these guys do not respect the franchise. Listen to what he said. Come out of Alex Kurtzman's mouth himself. Star Trek is there to use as a platform for them to get their messages across. It's not about, he actually said, I should be here promoting Star Trek, but I'm not. Right? It's not about the show anymore. You people that support this, well, not this, but supported the other 2 shows, need to realize is that's what they're using the shows for. And when you support those shows, you're supporting that agenda. I'm sorry, but that's what you're doing. Right? It's time that fans stop. Right? Supporting these. Cancel your CB. I don't know why people get.
I don't understand why they
all access just to review it. No, don't get CBS All Access.
It's not worth it.
You're giving
23 weeks of 20-minute episodes of this. No, I mean you'll be bashing my head against the wall until it's a bloody stump.
In fairness, I think there's only, if I'm correct in saying, there's only 6 to 8 episodes of this crap that they've only done.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, they haven't even done loads.
Well, they haven't even got a distribution, so I mean that's crazy. But look, all people want is Star Trek.
Yes,
that's all they want. It's like they keep experimenting with this formula that they've got. They've gone off the page with the 20% difference now. They've gone off like 80% different now. I mean, like, how far away from the intent can you get? People want Star Trek. There's an audience for it. There is a cry out for it. They're not getting it. See, Teddy's upset as well.
Ted doesn't like Lower Decks. Ted was bored to hell. But when Vader has asked the question, and I think it's very relevant, we've got about 5 minutes, so we might as well actually address this. He's sorry about Ted. He's just being a Why? This is twice now.
What?
Jordan Me Bleeding Watch Along, he did the same thing. You will hear him. So I apologise about Ted. Ted is just being a bit on edge today. But he says, who is this show actually made for? I haven't a clue, because it's not made for Star Trek fans, right? And it's certainly, listen, if this is not made for people that laugh either.
So I think this is made for Star Trek fans, but I'll explain what I mean by that. I think Star Trek fans have been so demoralized that they're desperate for anything Star Trek. And because the previous 2 series was so incredibly depressing, that this is something a bit lighter. It's like a bit of a dog treat, to go, here you go. There's a good Trekkie. There's a good Trekkie. Run along. There you go. Yes. Doesn't it look a bit like Star Trek Next Generation? Yes, it does. They're good little Trekkie. And it's like, that's what they're doing. It's a kind of bad cop, good cop scenario where they bash you over the head with this depressing crap. And then they go, here's something completely the opposite side, and we're not going to give you that thing in the middle which you really want. We're going to make you work for it, but we're never going to give it to you because we're here to educate you. Yes, we are. And that's pretty much what they're doing. They're patronizing the shit out of people.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but I'm done being patronized now. At the end of the fucking day, right? We watch TV to escape our real lives, right? That's what we've always done, is escapism, right? We don't want real world politics in here. I'm sorry, but we don't. We want to be entertained.
If they think this is a segue for people to jump onto Star Trek for a younger audience, I don't think they're going to buy into this either. I think it is too juvenile, even for a teenage audience.
Yeah.
I think they're more likely to watch something like Rick and Morty to get the real sort of comedy. It's trying to be all sort of Johnny SquarePants and all the, all this kind of stuff, or Sponge Pants, whatever it is. I can't remember. But yeah, it's that kind of thing. But it doesn't deliver. It's so saturated and saccharine and it's a mess, and it's trying to use that same animation style that's been used over and over and over again.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the whole Family Guy.
Funny and intelligent. Yes, I will say the last couple of seasons they've injected some wokeness into it, but the writers themselves have even come out and weren't too happy with the last season. So I haven't watched the latest one. I'm waiting until it's all down before I watch it, because I like to binge watching Rick and Morty. But listen, yeah, just before we go, because we're actually going to be on a panel now in a few minutes. I've got the panel set up. I just have to share the link and stuff. I'm going to be bringing on a couple of guests with myself and Lee as well. So if there's anybody in the chat that's here that would like to join me tonight, we're going to be going live in about 15 minutes from now. If you want to join us for a panel, please contact myself or Lee on Twitter, or if you follow both of us on Messenger, just let us know, because Lee will be able to let me know if anybody wants to come on. So that's it. So listen, we're just going to give a quick rating, and then I'll give a brief summary real quick. So for me, this episode of Lower Decks, Second Contact, gets a 0. There's nothing that I actually like about this. It wasn't funny. I find the characters irritating. The male characters are deliberately set up to be idiots and to fail. It's the typical trope that we have in Hollywood right now.
It's intersectional feminism. It's all it is.
It's not funny. It disrespects Gene Roddenberry's and I don't care. Fans will say, well, how was it disrespected? Shut the fuck. You don't get away. Right? I'm sick of
if you don't know the answer to that, then you're probably not a Trekkie.
If you're a plank and you're wood full of sawdust, I can't educate you anymore. This was crap. This isn't the standard that we're used to. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a 0. Every single person in it annoyed me, bar, let me see, who did I like in it? The cat doctor, right, in sick bay, looks a bit interesting. right? It had 1 or 2 lines in
But
the show.
that again looks like a character from that other space thing on Netflix.
It does. That's what I mean. Even the alien that you mentioned, right? The alien that was in the show looked like an alien out of Rick and Morty already, the one with all the eyes. But we won't get into that. But because they can get away with whatever.
Well, I'm going to be a bit more generous. I'm going to give it a 1.5 out of 10, just for the couple of things that I did like in it, which were, again, that didn't make me laugh out loud but I did get a jump out of that zombie bit. Other than that, no.
Rachel put it up there. Final Space is actually funny as well, and it's deep.
I didn't like Final Space. I thought that suffered the same sort of humor vacuum. They tried very hard, but yeah, it is a big failure. I couldn't even complete finishing that. I couldn't finish
so far. It's a big fat F for Lower Decks.
Try harder. Although don't try harder.
But by looking at the trailer, I can tell you now that this isn't gonna improve. And it's a shame. It is a shame because listen. Like us all in the Doctor Who fandom, I'm also a Star Trek fan. And the one thing that I've always wanted is a decent Star Trek show. And
Just do Star Trek. It's not difficult. If they could have done it back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
It's not difficult. They did it with Star Trek Continues. They proved that they could continue on.
If they did that.
Version would work now. The fans just want pure Star Trek. No, it was crap, Bad Wolf. I will now listen. After this, we're gonna have our live stream, and then after that live stream, I will drop my reaction to this because I actually watched it, did a little stream along by myself, and talked to you as while I was watching. And this show is diverse as hell. And I do mention it, and I will be probably criticised by some of the things I said, but I don't care. At the end of the day,
diversity is not the issue. It's the agendizing behind
exactly.
And they use diversity as a shield to criticism.
Exactly. And you know what? You guys know what I mean by it, Lee. Anyway,
but there are idiots out there who don't.
And people that do watch me that have common sense will know exactly what I mean. Anyway, it's exactly what you said. It's just so you have you put things in a less more
blunt way
than you do. But yeah, this is rubbish. So listen, if you want to put yourselves through, knock yourselves out, the more people that are giving out about this abomination, the better, to be honest with you, because they need to learn. They need to learn that when you make mistakes, they're going to be pulled up on it. And this is another one from Cortland and crew. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. And with that, I'm going to go. Now, listen, before I do, there's a couple of other YouTubers that have actually done reviews of this. So I'll give them a shout out and a special mention because, there's a couple of us that will be. So we've got Gary from Neurotic. He's obviously done a review. We've got that Star Wars girl, Anna. Go over and check out her review as well. Rabbi from Another Planet, obviously. He has done a review, and I know there's a couple of other YouTubers out there that are supposed to be doing. So check out, because I don't know, because I haven't watched. I don't know.
I watched one from Happy Fun Time, whatever it is. That guy. He liked it. He liked it. So go and check his out to get his view on it.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, to get another side of the story.
Yeah. I mean, I disagree with him, but I think he's a nice guy. He's a fan of the Orville. He criticised Discovery, didn't like that, but he liked Picard. So there are people who do have a different opinion, but it's always good to sort of check out their reasoning and to, invite discussions. So go and talk to them about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think some people are just very sort of demoralized and they will accept anything Star Trek.
Exactly.
But I'm afraid I would have to not disrespectfully disagree. I would respectfully disagree. He's a nice guy. He does some great Orville stuff. But I think it's a battle of attrition, battle of ideas, and then people are just getting tired and they just go, yeah, it's really good, and it's just like, that's it. But he did say, would you advise people to sign up to CBS All Access over this? No. So
save your money.
There you go.
Save your money. Right, we're going to go because we've got a panel in 15 minutes time. So I'll talk to you. Lee, thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the panel. Thank you, guys, in the live chat. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to read out most of your comments. We will actually rectify that in the live chat. So if anybody in the next one, if anybody has to add to this, we will read out some obviously comments. And there might be some people on the panel that actually want to talk about it as well. So we'll see what happens. We might, Eddie Ascaro said he might pop on. So I know he's gone live now. So he might pop on just as soon as he's finished. So we'll have him on the panel. Lee will be on the panel. And we're going to try to get a few more panelists as well. I have sent out invites. Obviously, it's a Friday night. Friday Night Tights is on. And there's other YouTubers that are my friends that are also streaming at the same time as well. So it's actually, believe it or not, it's actually getting a little bit harder to get guests on a Friday night, to be honest with you. So I might have to reevaluate Friday night. I might launch some show on a Friday. Obviously launches a couple of hours before Friday Night Tights, because we always stream before Friday Night Tights. So as soon as we finish, Friday Night Tights starts. So you might as well think of us as a bit of an appetizer.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to say good. No outro. So we're just going to say goodbye. So it's goodbye from me,
and it's goodbye from him,
and it's goodbye from Lee. Good night, folks. We'll talk to you very soon.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Soon. About 10 minutes.